Yo, 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 mi gente, mi gente, mi gente. What's up, what's up, what's up, yo? Listen, this is my final prediction for Jake Paul versus Mike Perry. Platinum Mike Perry, that is. You hear me? We also got Amanda Serrano fighting on the undercard, man. You already know that's who I got regardless. I don't even got to explain that. I'm gonna call it, it's a 10 rounder. I'm gonna call it in the 6, Amanda Serrano KO. Going into the main event with Jake Paul versus Platinum Mike Perry. My final prediction is, before we get there,
hold up.
This is the universal favorites of fight fans from all nations. You are now tuning into VIC SZN Sports, the #1 source for combat news and creations. Thank you, I thank you for
Toma, huepa, chacho, pa que sepa, puñeta.
So now we getting into it. Glory to the victorious. I love y'all. You already know what's up. Getting right into it though, man. When we talking about Jake Paul versus Platinum Mike Perry, and I said this before. I already said this before, but I want to give a more detailed prediction. And I also want to remind you of the things I mentioned prior to this video that I mentioned before, right? Mike Perry is not a boxer. You know what's the problem with a lot of the problem is with a lot of fans is that you just dislike Jake Paul so much as a boxer, not even as a boxer, but as an actual personality, that you think it's impossible for him to win against another fighter. No matter what it is, you've already seen this happen with an MMA fighter how many times with Jake Paul. And then you think Mike Tyson is going to get it done too, but you guys are still holding on to something that don't exist in this present time no more. And then when it comes to Jake Paul fighting a MMA fighter, now he's a bare knuckle fighter and Platinum Mike Perry, which I don't understand is that Jake Paul, that was a crazy pause for a minute. It was quiet for a second. Jake Paul is a trained fighter, and he proved to you that he beat, the first fight he had was against Ben Askren, an MMA fighter. Whooped him. Easy. Knocked him out. Then he went on to knock out Tyron Woodley. You know, then Nate Diaz, Silva. So if anybody was to beat Jake Paul, that's an MMA fighter, it would have been Silva. Silva got real hands. He's nice with it. He could have really won that fight for real, but that knockdown really made it, undeniable for Jake to win that fight. A lot of people just not understanding this because they don't want to understand this. You guys just don't want to accept that, Jake Paul is not as garbage as you think he is. You know what I'm saying? He's not.
He's garbage.
He's not that garbage, bro. He actually could box, and he's nice. This is a tune-up for the Mike Tyson fight. You know what I'm saying? He might be able to take out Mike Tyson sooner than he takes out Platinum Mike Perry. And it's not to play Mike Tyson. It's just you guys are holding on to a fairy tale right now. Platinum Mike Perry had a decent MMA career, and then had got cut from the UFC to then go right into bare knuckle fighting, where he found his place, and he's very good at that. There's only a difference, you know what I'm saying? If there was bare knuckle fighting, I'll lean towards more Platinum Mike Perry, because not only can he give a punch, but he could take punches as well. You know what I'm saying? He takes them pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Pause. My thing is, it's hard to take a bare knuckle fighter or MMA fighter into the box. Not so much a bare knuckle, but he's naturally just an MMA fighter at whole and a bare knuckle fighter at whole. You know what I'm saying? When you translate that into boxing, it's a little different, because I feel like Mike Perry is the type to really count on his durability. He's the type to really count on his power. And when he lands, when you watch him fight, he's not the most technical fighter. He's the type to that doesn't mind taking punishment to give it, and it works. That's why it works, but it works best in bare knuckle. It doesn't translate good when it comes to boxing because you have, first of all, the gloves are able to block more than just a part of your cheek. It's able to block the whole joint for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to get in it's harder to get in the guard. On top of that, you're dealing with other fighters that actually practice different type of defenses that, you know, help prevent them from getting hit. In bare knuckle fighting, you're not doing so much of the shoulder rolls so crazy because a lot of it is not gonna work or translate well when you don't have no gloves. But when you have gloves, you're able to take up more space, and that's why it works more effectively in boxing. When they go match up against each other in boxing, it's not gonna be like what you guys think. I don't know why you guys keep holding on to hope. And I have to say it, and I hate this word, but it's so true. You guys are like casuals. You guys are casuals because you guys are thinking about, oh, Mike Perry's gonna crush him. Silva didn't crush him. You know what I'm saying? So what made you, if Silva and Mike Perry had fought, Silva would embarrass Mike Perry. Honestly, in a boxing match, he would. You know what I'm saying? Then we got, like, Silva actually has good, decent, professional experience in boxing, and people don't realize that. So when Jake beat him, he didn't just beat an MMA fighter; he beat a decent boxer as well. And not everybody wanna accept that. But me, I learned to accept it. You know what I'm saying? At first, I didn't like Jake Paul. I didn't think, oh, he's just a YouTuber. It's that. But when you watch him fight, you gotta respect it. You gotta respect it after you see the results. He fought Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is a pretty decent boxer too. He's not up there in the elite level, obviously, but you would think that Nate Diaz, being as durable and experienced as he is, even with boxing, you would think that he would take out somebody like Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? At least in the later rounds, take some punishment in the beginning and just take him out in the later rounds with a long quantity of, strikes, as they would say in MMA. But that wasn't the case because you're not just fighting in MMA no more. There's smaller gloves in MMA, so you're able to be more effective. You know what I'm saying? If you're very durable, if you could stay durable, you could give them little pity pats and it'll work good. But in boxing, if you're not able to make it through the whole rounds, like Shakur Stevenson is one person I know that could do that. He could pity pat you to the whole decision. But he's been doing this his whole life. If you're just a person that think you could just pity pat, and Jake Paul knows how to close the distance well on you, and you haven't been doing this your whole life, where your footwork, you're able to escape and avoid, engaging with your opponent, it's only a matter of time till you get hit with one. You know what I'm saying? Mike Perry's the type to step forward, and he's not going to be boxing. He's going to get hit a lot, and he's going to get rocked with something. So here's my final prediction. And this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I got Jake Paul knocking out Mike Perry in 3. You know what I'm saying? I have him knocking him down within the first 3. And y'all could take note of that. You know what I'm saying? Take a picture, whatever you want to do. But believe me, 3 rounds, he's going to knock out Mike Perry. And within those rounds, he's going to give him probably 1 or 2 knockdowns before we get to the 3rd. That's my final prediction, but
hold up.
This is the universal favorite to fight fans from all nations. Thank you for tuning in to VIC SZN Sports, the #1 source for combat news and creation. You already know what's up. I love y'all.
Toma, huepa, chacho, pa que sepa, puñeta.
And we out, baby. Peace. Let me know in the comments who you think's gonna win this fight, and let me know a detailed prediction, what round, all that. All right, you already know. We out. Peace.
Toma.
Toma.